Welcome everyone back to my Crippling bank account, the show where I spend copious amounts of money and you point and laugh. And man, has today been an interesting shopping spree. I initially went out with the intention of getting the 12-inch Mechagodzilla from Bandai. The Bandai Creations 12-inch Mechagodzilla. They recently, I think just this year, they re-released it and sent it out to GameStops. And I have a feeling that that release is going to be rare somewhat because I've only seen one and I've gone to several GameStops and could not find it. So I went out to a GameStop today expecting to find it, and I didn't. What I found was even better. We got Grookey, Scorbunny, and Sobble. The Galar starters. This has been a long time coming. God, these three look so good together. This is a surreal experience for me. I literally have had dreams about buying these three, specifically this man. I've had dreams of buying the 8-inch versions of these characters because these were released on Pokemon Center a couple weeks ago as big, like, foot-tall plushes, and I kept telling myself, no, those are too big, and I kept waiting and waiting and waiting for these, and I expected that the first time I would be able to buy these would be after Sword and Shield came out, like, January, February, something. And yet, I found all three of them today, and I had a gift card, and also some extra money in my savings, so I said, I'll take all of them, and I did. These are Pokemon Center plushes. If you check their tags right there, they are Pokemon Center plushes, but they're being sold at GameStops, because GameStops are, as of now, I guess, stocking, along with the Wicked Cool Toys Pokemon line, they're also stocking the Pokemon Center line of plushes. So, I'm one of the first people to review these things on the internet. Let's not waste any more time! Firstly, we have Grookey. I decided to start with Grookey because I know a lot of people really like Grookey. As well, I also generally tend to, when thinking of the starters, even though the grass types are generally not my favorites, I generally think of it going grass, fire, water in that order. So we're gonna review them in this order, yeah. So this is Grookey. Grookey looks pretty good. I like all of the Galar starters. I definitely have a favorite, but honestly, the other two I still really love, and Grookey is still up there with one of my favorite starters. Grass type, monkey. I mean, I don't really like monkeys, but Grookey makes me like monkeys. Grookey's very nice looking here. Got the ears, got all the details. Got the really well stuffed tail. And of course, we also have the tree branch sticking up here that I think is stitched in. If it comes loose ever, I'll probably use it as a prop. I imagine that tugging on this thing is a trip. This is made out of a different type of fabric than the rest of the plush. The rest of the plush is very fluffy. This is not. And Grookey, I actually want to point out, Grookey and Sobble are made out of a different material than Scorbunny is, because Scorbunny is more fluffy. It has fur. The other two do not have fur, so they are made out of a less fluffy material. That's the type of attention to detail you get with Pokemon Center. They don't mess around at Pokemon Center. Speaking of which, this actually does feel pretty good. The whole thing is very well stuffed, but also very playable still. I feel like it's a tad stiff, but I definitely still think I can get some good play out of this. Especially the tail is very waggable. Let's go to the tag. It's covered up by this huge Shop at Pokemon Center tag, but if you flip this open, you get some great art of Grookey. I love this art style, man. If Gen 8 had this art style from the beginning, I think I would like the promotional art a whole lot more. I don't know, I just think that the simpler art style with like one layer of shading really works for me, you know? Like, it doesn't need to be super crazy 5 levels of shading along with some like extra shine detail. No, you just need to, thank you, Watch. You just need to have this. Also, we get, I think this is either the Spanish or French name of Grookey. Also, Ois Tempo. Yeah, that's definitely confirming the leak that Grookey will have a drum in its evolution. Absolutely, that confirms the leak. So, yeah, now we know the leaks are still real. It's okay. But yeah, that's Grookey for you. Next up is Scorbunny. God, I love this man so much. Oh, he's so fluffy. Oh, I love it. Oh, it's so good. This is perfect. I mean, what you see is what you get here. Definitely looks pretty good all around generally. I think the Scorbunny is the best looking when it comes to being a 3D character, but he still doesn't look all that great as a 3D character. I think my big problem with the Gen 8 starters is the fact that they are designed to look really good in 2D, and they don't look as good in 3D, which is weird considering the fact that Gen 8 is a 3D game through and through. But yeah, if you didn't notice, at certain angles, these guys look weird. I mean, and we'll get to Sobble, because he's the worst when it comes to just looking weird at certain angles. But yeah, Scorbunny definitely does look weird at certain angles too, and there are little bits that don't make sense on his design, like the weird neck pillow thing here. But I don't care, I still love Scorbunny so very much. He connects with me a lot. He's got a great personality. They're very energetic, and this plush captures the playfulness of him very well. If you just look at the design, there's a variety of different materials used here. If you look at this part on his ears, that's actually, oh shoot. Yeah, it's orange only on one side of each of these little individual hairs here. The other side is white. That's really cool, I like that. They made his ears stand up very, very well without the use of the dreaded, plastic piece inside that, wait, no. Oh, there is a little bit of a plastic piece in there. Huh, what do you know? But that's a very small plastic piece, though. I think that there's not really much of a chance of that thing breaking in there, which is good, because plastic pieces inside of plushes break fairly easily. He's definitely the most playable of the entirety of them, just because of his classic noodle limbs that I love. You can move his arms and legs and actually head fairly well. Overall, I just love this plush a lot, and I'm so happy that he turned out good. Again, we got the giant ad that's made of cardboard, and we get this fantastic piece of Scorbunny right here. Better than the official key art of the games. I think that they shrunk his head size down a bit, and I think that works, you know? I think he's scaled a bit better in this design than he is in his main art that everybody else points to. Also, his name is Flambino. Like Flambino. Get it? Albino? Albino rabbit? I like that. Pokemon name puns. They're nice. Also, his bandages that signify that he's going to be a firefighting type. Just get over it, people. He is going to be a firefighting type. It's going to happen. I've already gotten over it, and I still love him for it. But yeah, his bandages are a different material than the rest of him, which is nice. Again, just like Grookey, he has some great detail work. And yeah, I love him. And finally, Sobble, the Pokemon that I think is the most awkward looking of the set, mainly because I just think Sobble's design isn't really the best in 3D. He looks great in 2D artwork, he really does. Speaking of, let's start with the tag this time around. Bam. That is a good looking Sobble. Also, you get that little nice reflective bit right there, just to show off that, yes, this thing is, in fact, a slimy chameleon. And if that leak is true, then he's going to not just be a chameleon, he's going to be a spy chameleon, which means he's probably going to be Game Freak's favorite to give merchandise, and he'll probably get the Greninja treatment, which is unfortunate, because no Pokemon deserves the Greninja treatment, a fate truly worse than death, being just shoved out in merchandise. But you know what? I don't care. I still love him. He's such a soft boy. Doesn't look that great from the side, but you know what? You're gonna display him. It's fine. You're gonna display him from the front most of the time anyway. His arms are stitched onto his body. Not the most playable. Same with his legs. He's definitely, I think, the weakest plush of the three, but that's again okay because he's still really good. Again, great detail work. Love that this bit on his face is actually designed to look like a water droplet, which is nice. The tail is accurately curled in with the blue tip in here. And it just looks great. And again, it's a stitch to the back of his head to make sure that it doesn't fall out of place. And of course, he has his head fin. And this is the part of the plush that I think is the worst, because you'll find out if you see these plushes that there is in fact a little plastic piece in there, and there is no stuffing in this bit. And this is giving me Koopaling's flashbacks because I broke their hair hardcore. Now I think that this will stand up better than the Koopaling's hair pieces did, but it's still not a great solution. Again, Scorbunny's ears also had a bit of plastic in there, but the difference there is that Scorbunny's ears also were still stuffed, so if that little plastic piece breaks, they might droop a little bit, but the stuffing should still be enough to keep them up. Here, if this plastic piece breaks, that's it. Sobble's gonna have a droopy head bit. So, that's fun. But other than that, though, I mean, he's just the weakest of the three purely on the principle that he doesn't have as much of, like, these super-duper attention to detail things that the other two had. When judging him compared to other Pokemon plushes, he wins 99% of the time. Again, these plushes are really great, so yeah. You want size comparisons? You got 'em! Bam! Wicked Cool Toys plush is like... Oh shoot, out of frame. He's like the exact same size. Jack's Pacific plush is small. So overall, should you get these plushes? Yes, there is no question here. And while I may be a bit opinionated when it comes to things like new gen hype, these are excellent plush representations of all three Galar starters. The oddest trio of starters we've ever had. Pokemon that are designed less as the animals that they're based on and more as cartoon characters first and foremost, which is what I love about them. It's just, this is your chance to pick up these just odd but incredibly charming designs that I love oh so very much in plush form. They're about $15 a piece at GameStop, so go, 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 buy, buy, buy.
So, with that being said, everyone, have a great rest of your day, and take care.